The IUCN Species Survival Commission is a special commission operated by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. The Commission's major role is to provide information to IUCN on biodiversity conservation, the inherent value of species, the role in ecosystem health and functioning, the provision of ecosystem services, and the support to human livelihoods. Specialist groups and task forces. The SSC operates a multitude of specialist groups and task forces under its wing. Each group is specifically inclined towards the conservation of a specific taxon or organismal grouping. Each specialist group usually has its own members, agenda, official website, and publishes its own scientific journal and newsletter. Each specialist groups are arranged together by taxon. Amphibian and reptile specialist groups. Amphibian Specialist Group. The Amphibian Specialist Group is a global network of dedicated experts who donate their time and expertise to create a community from where practical amphibian conservation can be advanced based on a solid foundation of science. This global network consists of over 700 members in over 40 regions, countries, enabling the ASG to act on a global scale. The Amphibian Specialist Group website contains information on projects and partnerships around the world and includes a number of publications relating to the conservation of amphibians, most notably the Amphibian Conservation Action Plan. Aniline Lizard Specialist Group. The Aniline Lizard Specialist Group was founded in 2011 with the goals of assessing the conservation status of almost 400 annelid species in the iguanian family Dactyloidae, identify the threats to these lizards, and developing plans to conserve the species that are most imperiled through international collaboration. The Aniline Lizard Specialist Group website is operated by herpetologists dedicated to the most species-rich terrestrial vertebrate genus. Boa and Python Specialist Group. The Boa and Python Specialist Group was founded in 2011 and comprises a global network of herpetologists, conservationists, government and non-government representatives, and researchers working to understand and conserve almost 190 species of boas, pythons, dwarf boas, shield-tails, Asian pipesnags, American pipesnags, dwarf pipesnags, round island boas, Calabar burrowing python, Mexican burrowing python, sunbeam snakes, and spine-jawed snakes. The group produced a Boa and Python Specialist Group brochure highlighting the species these families for distribution and the threats they face. Chameleon Specialist Group. The Chameleon Specialist Group was formed in 2010 with a mission to improve the conservation status and sustainable use of wild chameleons and the habitats through Africa, Madagascar, other Indian Ocean islands, southern Europe, South India and Sri Lanka. Crocodile Specialist Group. The Crocodile Specialist Group focuses on the conservation of the world's crocodilian species. In 1992, the group produced a book on crocodilian conservation entitled Crocodiles: An Action Plan for the Conservation. This was followed in 1998 by a second edition entitled Crocodiles: Status Survey and Conservation Action Plan. The Crocodile Specialist Group website contains details of the conservation work of the group and information on all 23 currently recognized species of alligators, caimans, crocodiles, the false gharial and the Ganges gharial. The group also published action plans for each of these species, a regular newsletter of the CSG, and since 1971, The annual proceedings of the working meetings. Iguana Specialist Group. The Iguana Specialist Group is concerned with the conservation of 45 lizards in the family Iguanidae in North, Central and South America, the Caribbean and the Galapagos and Fijian Islands, included of the marine iguanas, Melanesian iguanas, Galapagos land iguanas, spiny-tailed iguanas, rock iguanas, desert iguanas, green iguanas, and charcoalers. Sea Snake Specialist Group. The Sea Snake Specialist Group is concerned with the marine snakes of the elapid subfamilies Hydrophorinae and Latichordinae, 62 species of true sea snakes, and 8 species of sea kraits respectively. All are front-fanged venomous snakes with paddle-shaped tails. A number of species exhibit extremely localized ranges, whilst others are widely distributed. Some are harvested heavily for the snakeskin trade or food. Marine Turtle Specialist Group. The Marine Turtle Specialist Group is one of more than 100 specialist groups and task forces that make up the IUCN Species Survival Commission. Its mission is to develop and support strategies, set priorities, and provide tools that promote and guide the conservation of marine turtles, and their ecological roles and habitats. Quote, "It was founded in 1966, when Sir Peter Scott asked Dr. Archie Carr to chair the group and appoint members. The group now has over 210 volunteer members from more than 80 countries and is considered to be the global authority on sea turtles. Tortoise and Freshwater Turtle Group. The Tortoise and Freshwater Turtle Group is dedicated to terrestrial and freshwater chelonians. The mission is to identify and document threats to the survival of all species of tortoises and freshwater turtles, and to help catalyze conservation action to ensure that none become extinct and that sustainable populations of all species persist in the wild." They published Conservation Biology of Freshwater Turtles and Tortoises. Viper Specialist Group. The Viper Specialist Group was formed through a cooperation between the IUCN and the Orion Society. There are over 250 species of vipers distributed across all continents with the exception of Australia and Antarctica. The majority of these species are declining in populations. The Viper Specialist Group is dedicated to viper conservation worldwide. Birds Directory of SSC Specialist Groups for Birds. Cormorant Specialist Group, Crane Specialist Group, Diver, Loon Specialist Group, Duck Specialist Group, Flamingo Specialist Group, Goose Specialist Group, Grebe Specialist Group, Grouse Specialist Group, Heron Specialist Group. The Heron Specialist Group is a collaborative group of researchers and conservationists focused on the biology and conservation of the herons of the world. Herons are 64 species of long-legged, long-necked birds in the family Ardiidae. The group was founded in 1984 by James Cushlan and Heinz Hafner and as of 2008 has over 200 members. It has organized several synthetic studies of herons, published as Heron Conservation, The Herons, and Conserving Herons, a conservation action plan for the herons of the world. The latter presents the status of the populations of the herons of the world and outlines strategies and specific projects for the conservation of herons. Megapod Specialist Group, Partridge, Quail and Francolin Specialist Group, Pelican Specialist Group, Pheasant Specialist Group, Rail Specialist Group, Ceedic Specialist Group, Stork, Ibis and Spoonbill Specialist Group, Swan Specialist Group, Threatened Waterfowl Specialist Group, Wader Specialist Group, Woodcock Specialist Group, Fishes Directory of SSC Specialist Groups for Fishes, Coral Reef Fishes Specialist Group, Groupers and Wrasses Specialist Group, the Groupers and Wrasses Species Survival Commission Specialist Group focuses on conservation efforts for species of fish in the families Serranidae and Labridae. Many members of these families are heavily exploited as food and sport fishes. Salmonid Specialist Group. The Salmonid Specialist Group specializes in the conservation of species of fish under the order Salmoniformes. Shark Specialist Group. The IUCN Shark Specialist Group was founded in 1991 by L. Fowler OBE and Professor Samuel Gruber. The group is currently chaired by Professor Nicholas K. Dulvey and Professor Colin Asimpf and author for the Quadranium. The SSG is a group of 128 experts from 35 countries distributed among 12 regional groups in the fields of shark biology, conservation, management, fisheries and taxonomy, connected by the joint goal to promote the sustainable use, wise management, and conservation of all till the 1250 sharks, rays and chimeras. The mission is to secure the conservation, management and, where necessary, the recovery of the world's sharks, rays and chimeras by mobilizing global technical and scientific expertise to provide the knowledge that enables action. Sturgeon Specialist Group. The Sturgeon Specialist Group specializes in the conservation of species of fish under the family Accipinceridae. IUCN Y Freshwater Fishes Specialist Group. The IUCN Y Freshwater Fishes Specialist Group focuses on conservation efforts towards the freshwater fishes of the world. Fungi Directory of SSC Specialist Groups for fungi: chytrids, zygomycetes, downy mildews and slime molds, cup fungi, truffles and allies, lichens, mushrooms, brackets and puffballs, rusts and smuts. Invertebrates Directory of SSC Specialist Groups for invertebrates: mollusk Specialist Group, Odonator Specialist Group, mammals. This category includes 35 groups. African Elephant Specialist Group, African Rhino Specialist Group, Afrotheria Specialist Group. This group includes aardvarks, hyrax, golden moles, tenrecs and elephant shrews asengus. Anteater, sloth and armadillo Specialist Group, Antelope Specialist Group, Asian Elephant Specialist Group, Asian Rhino Specialist Group, Asian Wild Cattle Specialist Group, Asian Wild Cattle Specialist Group. Homepage: Australasian Marsupial and Amp. Monotreme Specialist Group, Bat Specialist Group, Bear Specialist Group. The Bear Specialist Group is the bear taxon expert focal group, in coordination with the International Association for Bear Research and Management, also known as the International Bear Association. The group provides information on biodiversity conservation, faunal group function in range countries, and ecosystem health as it pertains to bear habitat. The SSC members provide scientific advice to NGOs, government agencies and other IUCN members and support the implementation of multilateral environmental agreements affecting the 8 extant species of bears and the habitat. Members of the specialist group provide guidance to bear conservation projects and initiatives, such as restoration efforts, and the handling of confiscated specimens. The Bear Specialist Group also includes a representative from the Polar Bear Specialist Group. The co-chairs of the Bear Specialist Group are Drs. Dave Garshalis and Rob Steinmetz. Bison Specialist Group, Canid Specialist Group. This group includes foxes, jackals, African wild dogs, and wolves. Caprini Specialist Group. This group includes wild sheep and goats. Cat Specialist Group. The Cat Specialist Group was founded in 1971. Professor Paul Lehausen of the Max Planck Institute for Behavioral Physiology in Germany was elected chairman, and held the chair until 1982. He was succeeded by Dr. Norman Myers, a British conservation scientist. In 1983, Peter Jackson, a British specialist on the tiger, was appointed to the chair, and held this position until his retirement in 2000. He was succeeded by Swiss carnivore specialists Drs. Uars and Christine Brighton-Moser. The main tasks of the group include maintaining the IUCN Red List of threatened species for the cat species, advising governmental and private organizations engaged in species conservation, developing conservation strategies and action plans, establishing and distributing information on the status and conservation needs of all wild cat species through its own publication, Cat News, and the Cat SG website, education and training of nature conservation experts. It currently has more than 200 members in 57 countries, who are dedicated to advance the understanding and conservation of the world's 38 wild living cat species. Cetacean Specialist Group. This group includes dolphins, porpoises and whales. Deer Specialist Group. Equid Specialist Group. This group includes horses, asses and zebras. Giraffe and okapi Specialist Group. Hippo Specialist Group. Hyena Specialist Group. Lagomorph Specialist Group. This group includes rabbits, pikas and hares. New World Marsupial Specialist Group. Otter Specialist Group. Pangolin Specialist Group. Peccary Specialist Group. Pinnip Specialist Group. This group includes seals and walruses. Polar Bear Specialist Group. The Polar Bear Specialist Group is the authoritative source for information on polar bears. The current chair is Doug von Graven. Primate Specialist Group. The Primate Specialist Group was created and organized in 1977 by Dr. Russell Mittermeier, the current chair and also the president of Conservation International. The deputy chair is Dr. Anthony Rylance, also from CI. There are 2 vice-chairs, one for each section. The vice-chair for the section on small apes is Dr. Benjamin Rawson, from Fauna and Flora International, and the vice-chair for the section large apes is Dr. Liz Williamson from University of Stirling. The PSG is a network of scientists and conservationists dedicated to the preservation of the world's primates, and assist by promoting research on the ecology and conservation of primates. With the help of experts in the field, the PSG evaluates the conservation status of all primates, which contributes to the IUCN Red List. The PSG also generates action plans aimed at helping specific groups of species and provides newsletters and journals for scientific publications. These publications cover all 4 global primate regions: Africa, Asia, Madagascar, and the Neotropics. Its broadest journal, Primate Conservation, publishes research about threatened primate species. The Primate Specialist Group has 2 sections: the section on great apes and the section on small apes. Section on small apes. The section on small apes specializes in the protection of gibbons and siamangs of Southeast Asia. The SSA is a group of gibbon experts from around the world that individually and collectively work to conserve gibbons. The SSA was set up in 2011 because of the serious threat of extinction that gibbons face globally. Of 19 recognized species of gibbon, all are threatened with extinction on the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species, with 4 listed as critically endangered and 9 as endangered. The major threats to gibbons include loss of habitat and hunting pressure, often for the wildlife trade. Sirenia Specialist Group. This group includes dugongs and manatees. Small Carnivore Specialist Group. Small Mammal Specialist Group. The Small Mammal Specialist Group was formed in 2010 and is co-chaired by Dr. Richard Young, Head of Conservation Science at the Durrell Wildlife Conservation Trust, and Dr. Don Wilson of the Smithsonian Institution. The SMSG is a network of scientists and conservationists working to promote a greater understanding of and conservation for the world's rodents, ulipotyphlans and tree shrews. These taxonomic groups are made up of over 2,700 species, representing around half of all mammals. Led by Dr. Giovanni Amori, the Red List Authority focal point, the SMSG evaluates the conservation statuses of all small mammals, which contributes to the IUCN Red List. South American Camelid Specialist Group. This group includes guanacos and vicuñas. Tapir Specialist Group. Wild Pig Specialist Group. Plants Directory of SSC Specialist Groups for plants. Others Disciplinary Groups. Directory of SSC Disciplinary Groups. Conservation Breeding Specialist Group. Conservation Breeding Specialist Group website. The Conservation Breeding Specialist Group is a worldwide conservation network dedicated to saving threatened species by increasing the effectiveness of conservation efforts worldwide. Conservation breeding is a species conservation strategy. It employs the scientifically managed breeding of threatened wildlife for creation and maintenance of populations that serve to enable, support, or enhance the conservation of wild populations. CBSG is recognized as a respected force using innovative, scientifically sound, collaborative processes to bring together people and knowledge to effect positive conservation change. CBSG is a part of the Species Survival Commission of the IUCN. Its ties to the IUCN are essential to the strength of the CBSG and its position as a vital link among governments, conservation organizations, and others in the conservation community. CBSG's mission is to save threatened species by facilitating successful integration of conservation efforts worldwide. CBSG links conservation breeding institutions with other stakeholders, helping each to contribute more effectively to the conservation of species in wild habitats. CBSG's work in conservation is based on a central philosophy, that people from many different backgrounds and perspectives are required to address the global biodiversity crisis. Therefore, CBSG emphasizes the exchange of information across diverse groups to reach agreement on the important challenges facing humans and wildlife. They do this by designing interactive, participatory workshops that provide an objective environment, expert knowledge, and thoughtful group facilitation. CBSG's workshop toolkit for conservation professionals is based on using sound scientific principles, and promotes the creative use of new information to refine existing wildlife management practices, through developing a broad understanding of challenges and alternative solutions. Workshop participants can produce meaningful and practical management recommendations that generate political and social support for conservation action, from local communities to national political authorities. Timely production of workshop reports has immediate impact on stakeholders and decision-makers. Invasive Species Specialist Group. The Invasive Species Specialist Group is a global network of scientific and policy experts on invasive species, organized under the auspices of the Species Survival Commission of the International Union for Conservation of Nature. ISSG aims to reduce threats to natural ecosystems and the native species they contain by increasing awareness of invasive alien species, and of ways to prevent, control or eradicate them. ISSG was established in 1993 by the SSC, comprising a global network of scientific and policy experts on invasive species. The ISSG in 2015 is made up of 203 experts drawn from over 35 countries. A wider informal membership of over 1,700 practitioners and researchers contribute to its work. The ISSG IUCN promotes and facilitates the exchange of information and knowledge on invasive alien species across the globe and ensures the linkage between knowledge, practice and policy so that decision-making is informed. The core activity areas of the ISSG are policy and technical advice, and information management and exchange through development of knowledge products and networking. The ISSG was chaired by McLeod from 1993 to 2008 and by Piero Genovesi from 2009 to the present. The ISSG over the past 2 decades has dedicated its activities to policy support, advocacy and the management and dissemination of global IAS data and information. ISSG published the twice-yearly Aliens newsletter and hosts the Global Invasive Species Database, considered the most authoritative data repository on invasive species. Invasive Species Specialist Group website hosts the Global Invasive Species Database. Publishes the newsletter Aliens. Reintroduction Specialist Group Reintroduction Specialist Group website Sustainable Use Specialist Group Sustainable Use Specialist Group Profile. Wildlife Health Specialist Group Wildlife Health Specialist Group website Task Forces and AMP Working Groups. Directory of SSC Task Forces and AMP Working Groups Asian Vulture Task Force Large Carnivore Initiative for Europe Working Group. Species Conservation Planning Task Force Restructuring Task Force.